Hey, what's up, guys? Toogie here, back again, rebuilding Hockeytown, episode 26. And let's get right down to business, because I actually want to make some progress here in this episode. Of course, at the end of the last episode, we had a decision to make in terms of goaltending. I put some thought into it. What I'm going to do right now is we're going to trade Joseph Woll. We're going to trade Joseph Woll. We're going to run with Ian Scott and Zachary Fucale as our goaltenders. About a month or so down the line, when we're free and clear to be able to trade Fucale without facing punishment from the game for trading him too early, we're going to trade him, and we're going to go out and try to get an elite goaltender and have Joseph Woll be the backup for the rest of the year. Again, our draft pick situation is absolutely absurd right now, so we might as well make the best of it. Now, I don't have a set plan for who I'm trading Joseph Woll for. As well, I'm looking at getting rid of Dylan Hetherington, who we picked up on waivers, and potentially Jamie McBain. I would like, again, to pick up a defenseman for the AHL that, is mid-70 overall, somebody that would actually fit on that team without them being nearly ready for prime time. I don't know who that would be, though. Potentially Fehervari. The problem is we would have to take somebody back, which is not something I am very interested in doing. So that is the big issue right now, is trying to find a trade partner that makes sense. Like, for example, we could pick up this guy, Chris Shore, but it's not like he's worth a whole hell of a lot. So our options are very, very much limited at this point for who we can even trade with, because a lot of teams are very close to the cap or are full on total number of contracts. So yeah, our options are not tremendous. We'll take McBain out of the deal because we could just trade him away. In a separate deal, Ryan Suter ended up in Washington. Damn. Now, they don't have anybody. Oh, actually, hold on. Who was that Vorobiev guy? Is he? Nah, he's not even half decent. Oh, my God. That is the big issue for this team right now. Who can we get a deal done with? The Rangers? We might be able to make it work if they have somebody. And they do have this guy here, Brent Perron, who we were looking at before. Can we get this to go through? That might be who we go after here. That might be who we go after. We would have to take a draft pick back, which I'm all right with, unless they have a forward who is unsigned. That would be a positive. Do you have an unsigned forward who's worth anything? Not really. Not really. All right, so we'll look to get, not that we need the draft picks, and as it is, the Rangers have 3 of their own first-round picks. Goddamn pick hoarders. They are the worst, aren't they? But we'll go for a second and a third round. The value is still in their favor, but I'm not too worried about getting screwed over here. Yeah, case in point. We could have gotten more out of the deal. I'm not too upset about it. I'm really not. It's fine. We will survive. We'll be fine. Now, quickly, just let me, and it is a shame that some of these players are going to be pissed about that move. If not, most of these players are apparently pissed about that move, which, yeah, could be viewed as a mistake. I didn't realize that many players would be pissed off about it. But let's see if we can move Jamie McBain out of here so that we can have Perron on the roster. And unfortunately, we can't send him to Minnesota. Can we send him to Florida for a 5th-round pick? Yes, we can. Beautiful. So Jamie McBain is also gone. Let's get this team set up. So we have Fucale and Scott. The defense is good. The forwards are good. We are good to go. Let's just make sure that the lines are set up before simming. So let's see. Defense, we need to put Perron into the lineup. Most actually, no, Delmas. Delmas will actually get the call up here. He's not a righty, but I'm not concerned. Actually, Yamelin will slot in, medium top 4. So he will get into this lineup. So there you go, Yoki Harju and Bouchard both get the bump up. So that worked out pretty damn well. Goaltending, we're fine with the exception of having to take Volrath out for Dan Streit. And we are good. How do you like that? How do you like that? Although, there is one extra thing. We need to put Benoit Giroux into this lineup. And the question is, do I want to have him? I shouldn't have gone best lines. I went best lines, and I shouldn't have. Or did I go best lines? It's weird. These lines seem different. I am going to go best lines now. Fuck it. And then I'll just fix it from here. So this is going to take a little bit of extra time, but allow me to just say, how are you? How are you today? Is it going well? I hope so. I hope so. But let's see. We can drop those guys down. We are going to need 2 players. We are going to need 2 players on the third line that we wouldn't ideally want there, and that is going to be Thomas and Benoit Giroux. Who is the better face-offs? Benoit Giroux is an 84. Oh my god. All right, so he'll be the 4th line center. And then we have our veteran line on the 4th line. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's put Lind here, Yamamoto here. Can Formenton play center? No, he cannot. Pedersen can. Yamamoto's a 74. All right, so we're going to have somebody on the off wing. But that is okay. It'll be Riley Tufte. And this team is looking pretty damn good. We're just going to have to get Delmas out of there for Yamelin. We'll fix the goaltending again. This is taking longer than I expected. But god damn it, when you rush through, you leave Giroux scratched when he should have been playing all season long. The NHL level, we are still not good to go here. I swear I didn't go best lines here. I'm very much confused by some of these orders, but there we go. Everything is back to normal, I do believe. Yes, indeed, with the exception of having Haig over here, Hronik down here. There we go. This team is finally set up the way we wanted it. Ian Scott is going to be the starter. If he struggles, Fucale is there to carry the weight for at least a decent portion of this episode. So let's do this. We're nearly what, 7.5, 8 minutes into this? I thought we were closer to 10, to be honest, so we're doing all right. Let's get some simming done, and we'll sim up to this Ranger game on December 6th. We need to avoid injury, and we need to start picking up wins. That is our big issue right now. Grand Rapids with an 8-7 record. Hopefully they can start stringing some wins together as well. Right now we're 2 for 2. Not bad. 2-2 record to start us off. Again, the pressure is on. We have to make the playoffs this year. We absolutely have to. If Ian Scott's not good enough to get us there, which so far it's looking a bit rough, if Ian Scott's not good enough to get us there, we will make that trade with Fucale. Now, we did lose Rasmus Dahlin, which is a shame, but we do have Delmas who can step up and get a little bit of ice time. We'll drop him down to the third pairing. Unfortunately, Dahlin was also an extra attacker. So that's... Oh, no, he was a shootout. He was a shootout guy, so we'll have to remove him. Let's put Yamamoto in there. Was he already there? Shit, he was. All right. Landon Ferraro wasn't, though. Okay, he's not listed. Let's put Benoit in. Benoit. There you go. So, at the moment, I'm actually going to put Fucale in. He'll play this next game against the Islanders instead, since we were already here. Can he get the win? He's been awful for us, but he does get the 4-1 victory. Wonderful. So we'll put Scott back in for this next game. And funny enough, our record's not great. We are in a wild card spot. We don't necessarily need to make the top 3 of the division. The goal is just to get back into the playoffs, and if we find success from there, good. But we have to make it this year. Really, that was the goal last year, to make the playoffs. Just make it. This year, we were hoping for some success. Now, again, if we don't find that, then there's not a whole lot of room for optimism there. I mean, there is. Like I said, I want to make the playoffs. I want to find success. I'll just be happy making the playoffs. Now, Ian Scott lost that last game against the Rangers, but we are going to keep him in until this very moment, where we have to edit the lines for Rasmus Dahlin, and we will change him out right now. So Dalmas is going to be out of the lineup. I hope you enjoyed your taste of the AHL, but Rasmus Dahlin gets the call up. Luukkonen is doing okay. I'm actually going to put Dan Streit in until we have to edit the lines again. And then we'll put Fucale in. Ian Scott, a little bit disappointing. We've seen goalies with even lower success than that. You guys might remember a long, long time ago, a certain Anton Forsberg was an absolute monster for us in previous series. There was even a Vancouver series. Was he in the? Is it the Vancouver series I'm thinking of, where Thatcher Demko went down and we had another goalie step in? I don't remember if that was Forsberg, but we've had a good history of certain goalies, stepping up and playing well above their overall. Ian Scott, unfortunately, not continuing that trend, and unfortunately Rasmus Dahlin went down to injury. I started him a little bit more quickly than I should have. But we are very quickly approaching the time where we will be able to trade Fucale, and we should be good. Now, I'm going to keep Dahlin out. We're going to have to go edit lines anyway here on this game against Edmonton. He's still not fully healthy, so we'll sim this game against the Oilers. It's a shootout loss, but hey, I'll take the pity point. And Dahlin's still not fully healthy. God damn. God damn. We are now out of a playoff spot. The Atlantic Division, still a tight race up to this point. Now, Fucale has been in, and he's been even worse. He has been even worse. So let's sim this next game with Ian Scott between the pipes. We will wait until Rasmus Dahlin is fully healthy. We'll get him back in the AHL lineup, and then we'll make the trade. Fucale's time here is coming to an end. We get a 7-3 victory for Ian Scott. Dahlin is fully healthy. Let's look at trading Zachary Fucale. Now, again, the plan is to find a goaltender who has 1, maybe 2 years left on his deal. And he's purely a rental. Why not? We have the ability to go out and get pretty much anybody this season. So I am fine with it. We'll just make Fucale the starter for now, because why the hell not? We're going to have to edit again anyway. That was just kind of muscle memory that did that for me. But let's get Dahlin back in the lineup. He's fully healthy, so he should be good. We played straight. Let's get Luukkonen back in. And let's find out where Fucale is going. Now, I could go off of save percentage, or I could just go off of overall. But I might as well look at the save percentage and see what goalie is actually performing well. Now, again, that might not, tell the entire story if he has a really good team in front of him. And, obviously we're not there yet as to where we're an elite team. But, yeah, it's still worth taking a look. So let's see here. Let's go to save percentage, and Luukkonen is actually doing really well. Connor Hellebuck is up there, has an expiring deal. Antti Ranta is up there, doesn't have an expiring deal. All right, Calvin Pickard, expiring deal. 930 save percentage for him. Ville Husso up to an 85, also an expiring deal. Petr Mrazek's only played 10 games for the Sharks. Nedeljkovic is up there with an expiring deal. Tuukka has an expiring deal in Boston. So we have some options here for sure. We definitely have some options. All right, let's just go look team by team really quick. Maybe we could... I mean, then again, we are doing goalie for goalie, so it's not like we'd be helping a team out of a situation where they have 5 starting goalies, as we've seen some teams have that issue. I mean, we would just be sending them back another goalie. But let's see here. Gibson, probably too expensive. He's turned into a monster. Arizona, nobody that we'd really want. A couple of 85s. We'd be taking back picks in that situation. Vladar and Subban both turned into really good defensemen. So really the Bruins could be looking to move on from Tuukka Rask. He's only an 87. at this point, and then obviously, you know, we would be handing them Fucale back. They also have Jonathan Bernier signed. But Rask could be an option. I might even look for a better goalie than that. Robin Leonard and Linus Ullmark. Hopefully they can turn into that in the Swede series. That would be fantastic. Who else is available here? Like, I'm looking for an elite goalie here, man. I'm talking nearly full trade value. John Gillies wouldn't be a bad option, actually. 87 overall, 26 years old. Not on an expiring deal, though, so never mind. Corey Crawford, no thank you. Colorado has Pickard. Wouldn't be a bad option, but not the ideal. Braden Holtby, of course, went to Dallas. And he still has a massive contract for the Stars. I have no idea who we're going to get here. Cam Talbot and Laurent Brossoit up there. Is it Brossoit? I have no idea. Reimer's in 86. Not ideal either. Ben Bishop's in 87. He and Jonathan Quick are both still there. And they had Semyon Varlamov at an 81 overall. That's ridiculous. Devin Dubnyk. Devin Dubnyk might be the guy. That's looking pretty good. Devin Dubnyk might be the guy. Carey Price could even be the guy, but he has a bit too much term left. Mackenzie Blackwood turned into a beast. 2 years left. 2 years for Schneider. Evan Fitzpatrick up there at an 85. It's looking like Dubnyk's going to be the guy. Philip Grubauer really turned into something. 87 overall. Nobody on the island. Nobody in New York. Of course, we just traded them Joseph Wall. Chris Dreger is there, who's been a beast for Ottawa. There's no other way to put it. He has been a beast for the Sens, not doing as well this season, though. So far, Devin Dubnyk's looking like the guy. You have Carter Hart available, who I wouldn't want to trade him away after, and he's struggled this season so far in his limited appearances. Matt Murray, Christian Jarry, and they want to trade him. 2 years at $6.3 million for Tristan Jarry. Did I accidentally call him Christian? I think I said Tristan off the bat. I don't know. Tristan Jarry might be the favorite because they want to trade him as well. We wouldn't have to give up as much. Sergei Bobrovsky. How's Bobrovsky doing? He's a 905 save percentage. 2 of our former goalies there. So right now it's Jarry or Dubnyk from the looks of it. Tampa has Vasilevsky and Connor Ingram. Toronto still has Freddie Anderson. Vancouver, Thatcher Demko turned into a monster. Holy shit. He turned into a beast for the Canucks. Damn. Last team here, Washington. Who do you have? Ilya Samsonov and Van Pottelberg. So it is Tristan Jarry or Devin Dubnyk. How has Jarry done so far? 912 save percentage and 14 appearances. $6.3 million over the next 2 years. And then Dubnyk, I think, if I remember right, has an expiring contract. And that's why we're going to pick him. Let's try to get Devin Dubnyk and see if he can recreate some of the magic that he did for the Wild. Of course, in the playoffs, it didn't go so well, but sorry to bring that up, Minnesota fans. Let's look here. We have 3 picks that are worth about the same. So how about a Winnipeg first? Will that go through? No. All right. I wonder how close we are, though. We'll use the 3rd round pick from the Devils to gauge that interest from there. Still no. All right. Let's bump that up to a Winnipeg 2nd. And that still didn't go through. Interesting. Let me use the New Jersey 3rd again to gauge that interest even further. Still didn't go through. Shit. They're gonna get whatever the hell they can out of us here. Will this go through? Still no. Really. 2 first-round picks for Devin Dubnyk. Am I willing to do that? I think I might go 3 seconds. Will that go through? Still no. God damn. God damn. These teams are getting revenge. How about the Boston 2nd? 2 firsts and Fucale to rent Devin Dubnyk, and it still didn't go through. Well, son of a bitch, let's go talk about Tristan Jarry. They want to trade him as well, so it shouldn't be as difficult. I said I was willing to give up assets, but god damn, they wanted a lot for Devin Dubnyk. So we'll send them Fukale. That's fine by me. And we'll tack on... the Winnipeg first. Will that go through? Nope, but I have a feeling we're not too far off. How about the New Jersey third, just to gauge interest? How's that looking? Still no? Alright, we'll use a second. We'll use the Winnipeg second as well. Keep up that trend. And that went through. There you go. Fukale, a first and a second to Pittsburgh for Tristan Jarry. Alright, so we'll have to face the wrath of the morale system, as apparently Zachary Fukale was loving life here. Jarry, was he showing up as an 86 or was he showing up as an 88? I don't remember. I thought it showed him as an 86, and now morale bumped him back up to an 88. But regardless, he's worth every penny. He has that extra year on his contract, but he's an elite goalie, and we'll see if Tristan Jarry can lead this team to the playoffs. Not a bad pickup for us at all. Ian Scott will be the backup where he should be. This team has no excuse at this point. Taylor Hall has 24 points. Dylan Larkin struggling on that top line as a playmaker, which is disappointing. I could switch him to a sniper. He's got a pretty good wrist shot. You know, I think I might do that. I'm going to change Dylan Larkin to a sniper really quick. Tippett's doing all right. Owen Tippett's doing okay. Hischier, not bad. Dahlin, you'd expect a little bit better, but still not terrible. Radish, 14 points. Again, not great, but it is his rookie year. How's that third line doing? Not terrible, not terrible, not terrible. And the fourth line hasn't chipped in too much this season. So really quick, I'm going to switch Larkin to a sniper, and we will get back into the sim. The plan is to make it to the All-Star break in this episode. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I know it's taken a very long time to sim through this season, and I apologize for that. But considering how many moves we've had to make, just think about how many moves I've made since the draft. It was going to be time-consuming. Once we hit that wall, and we had, not the Joseph wall, but once we hit the WALL wall, we knew it was going to take some time to figure out what we wanted this team to be and who we wanted to, actually take part in this team. We're 32 games through the season, so next episode we will be able to finish up this season. The hope is that we are a playoff team by that point. Tristan Jarry just won his debut, and he follows that up with a 2-0 shutout of the Dallas Stars. And we're right back in the playoff mix. Now the Bruins kind of running away with the division at this point, but there's still a chance. There's still a chance that we could catch up as Ian Scott gets this next start. And we'll see what he can do now that he doesn't have the pressure on his shoulders of being the starting goalie. But absolutely, just think too, the carousel in net, Wall, Van Pottelberg, Fukale. Now we end up with Tristan Jarry. And because Ian Scott got that win, he'll actually play the Bruins, who are, again, running away with the division. But saves me a little bit of time in terms of having to switch the goalie back and forth. Can Scott get the win? Yes, he can. He can do more than that. He gets a 4-0 shutout over the division-leading Boston Bruins, and that puts us in a tie for second place. A dead-even tie. The Leafs had the tiebreaker on us. But 39 points. We are right back in the mix. How do you like that? And Ian Scott actually jumped up to an 84. And that's another thing you have to remember, too. A lot of players have been affected by morale this season because of all the trades, and that was also to be expected. I feel like we're in a very good spot, all things considered. Let's sim to this New Jersey game. And yeah, we'll absolutely make it to the All-Star break in this episode. Another win for Jarry, 4-3 over the Florida Panthers. We played Wall and the Rangers, and they take a 5-4 victory. You couldn't have at least gotten to overtime. Every point matters at this stage in the season. It's a new year, 2021. Let's make the most of it. We got the 2-1 rebound win against Minnesota. A 3-2 win against the Avalanche, and the Red Wings are starting to compile wins here. Tried to fight off that burp, didn't happen. Oh, God, brutal. Look at that, 3 straight wins. 3 straight wins. Tristan Jarry, thank you. You're making me look like I know what I'm doing. And we're now in second place in the division. Still a very, very tight race. 11 points back of the Bruins. But we're in a good spot. We are in a good spot here, and we'll see where we end up by the trade deadline. But Jarry's been doing all right. 918 save percentage and a 913 for Ian Scott. If the goaltending could just get even better, we'd be cruising. Owen Tippett's up to an 87. He has 30 points this year. Taylor Radish has 20. I'm all right with that. I am all right with that. And we could still bump him down to the 4th line and change to the 3rd line and change Baptiste to a power forward if we wanted to give the team a different look. Again, I went over that in a previous episode. We have a shit ton of options when it comes to player types. A lot of these guys could excel in multiple different roles. Ian Scott, a 4-0 shutout of the Devils. He gets to play Ottawa, and then we have another back-to-back, so he'll be playing against the LA Kings as well. A 3-2 win against the Sens. Our goalies are stepping up. Our goalies are stepping up, and things are looking good. Just 7 points back of the Bruins. Oh boy, these Red Wings. These Red Wings. They're getting their game on here. Things are looking good. A 920 for Ian Scott. Their game, individually, collectively, as a team, has finally started clicking. This could be the year. This could be the year that we do some big-time damage. Not saying we win the cup, but once we're in the playoffs, this is the type of team that could really do some damage. Now, we're going to lose against Philly. Yep, I knew that. I was talking too positively. I knew we were going to lose against Philly, but a 2-0 shutout, I blame the offense more than the goaltending. You got to do better than that. Now, we play Arizona on the road. That's a 4-3 win. All right, not bad. Not bad at all from Jarry. And we are 7 points back of the Bruins, 45 games into this season. Let's get Ian Scott in for what I believe is his last start of this episode, unless he gets a shutout. A shutout might convince me to give him another chance. He has done very well since being put into that backup spot. Can he get the win against the LA Kings? He can. Fuck it. Let's play him. Let's roll with the hot hand for now. We only got 4 games left until the All-Star break. Anyway, all right, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. And that's why Ian Scott stays in the backup role. We are still 7 points back of the Bruins. We kind of blew a chance there. But a very rough outing in Calgary. See as Ian Scott drop right back down to the backup role. Better luck next time, kid. That was brutal. That was brutal. My God, speaking of brutal, I don't know if you got a quick look at that Atlantic race. It is going to be tough. We could not afford to drop too many points. Only 3 losses in overtime. If we're going to lose, let's start losing in overtime. Thank you. We lost in overtime against the Sharks. Perfect. If it has to be a loss, at least get the pity point. We lose 4-2 to Nashville. Come on. Wow, that's a shit way to end this episode. The month started off so well, and now 4 straight losses as we head into the All-Star break. EA, what's with that? What's with that? Things were looking very good, and now we're back into 3rd in the division. That's not cool, man. 50 games in, things were looking good, and then we lose 4 straight games to end the episode. I swear, man, EA just loves to stick it to you. But a 26-20-4 record, but you look at how close this race is. Buffalo, still technically not out of it. Florida, a little bit out of it. But the Atlantic Division doing very, very well this season. And down in the AHL, Grand Rapids has actually rebounded, and they are in 1st place in their division. So both teams doing pretty damn well. We'll get a look at our point total. Taylor Hall, the leader, with 35 points in 50 games. Nico Hischier with 34. Tippett with 32. Dahlin, 31. Philip Hronek, who we switched to an offensive defenseman, has 29. 23 for Sari Järvi. 22 for Liljegren. And then from there, it gets pretty disappointing. I mean, Radish, 22 points in his rookie year isn't terrible. Turgeon has 22 points. Baptiste has 22. 20 for Svechnikov, so the 3rd line doing all right. Dylan Larkin, 17 points. The same amount as Tom Wilson. That is unacceptable. Dylan Larkin just flat out hasn't gotten the job done. I don't plan on trading him, but dropping him down to the second line in favor of Dahlin or even Nico Hischier, even though Dahlin has a better face-off rating, might not be the worst idea. Hischier has a 76 in face-offs. Dahlin has an 82. Let me know what you think there. Swap Dahlin for Larkin. Very disappointed in Dylan Larkin. 15 points for Athanasiou and 12 for Giovanni Smith. Again, though, we have him as a grinder. You could argue for power forward, so he tries to be a bit more offensive. It might suit him pretty well. Luke Green with 8 points. Haig with 6 and 56 penalty minutes. God damn, get that discipline. Oh, he has 65 discipline. Oh, that would explain it then, wouldn't it? That would explain it. The goaltending, although in the last 4 games has been a bit rocky, has done fairly well. 27 games for Jari between us and Pittsburgh. He has a .915 save percentage, a .918 for Ian Scott. And a quick look down in Grand Rapids, just for anybody wondering. Riley Tufte having a good year, among others, including Benoit Garou, who is up to 40 games played and 21 points. So it's a good thing that we got him back into the lineup. And you know what, for the hell of it, we'll look at the league-wide scoring race. We're already here. This episode is just about done, and it's Patrick Kane running away with it. No surprise there. Him and Panarin both still on Chicago, and both still lighting the league on fire. Owen Tippett, though, very much in the Calder race, along with Philip Chalapik, Jakob Forsbacka Carlson, who ended up on Boston. I wish he'd become that in the Nation United series. Philip Hronik also in the running. Ryan Donato, Jansen Harkins, Sari Järvi, Henrik Borgstrom. An interesting rookie class this year, and we have quite a few names in that race. As far as rookie goalies go as well, Blackwood, Samsonov, apparently at 27 years old, Brossoit, whatever, still counts. Ian Scott's up there. The rookie race will be interesting to follow, but I think we covered everything for now, despite the limping into the All-Star break, I should say. We're still in a good spot. We're still in a good spot. We just need to figure out what the hell is wrong with Dylan Larkin. What the hell is wrong with Dylan Larkin? Now, some people, of course, said he hasn't simmed that well. He did have 50 points last year. He had 61 as well one season. He needs to step it up. He needs to step it up. A 6.8 shooting percentage. Oh, we got to fix Dylan Larkin. We have to fix Dylan Larkin. Hopefully the goaltending can continue to step up. And then, yes, defensively, we don't have the biggest of names yet. It will get there. These guys are going to be the big names. But we're still on track to make the playoffs, and that is what is most important. Guys, that will do it for this one. As always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button to help support me and the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already to continue following this series and others. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Rebuilding Hockeytown.